Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Kick Conflict to the Curb. I love bringing you exclusive conversations with some of the brightest minds in leadership and resolving conflict. I'm your host, Joyce Weiss, communication coach and facilitator. And I work with leaders and growth minded individuals who want to break their silence to speak confidently and with courage. Find your voice with Joyce. Be heard, gain respect, and master the skills to resolve conflict. Well, I have a question for you. Are you ready to make it safe for your team to ask questions and share their opinions openly and with respect? Well, I am beyond excited to introduce you and learn from our special guest, who is a powerhouse. Yes, I don't use that word all the time. A powerhouse in supporting her members and clients to grow their business. I'd like to introduce you to Gina Carr. Are you ready to leverage AI to build a strong personal brand that increases your impact and income? Well, meet Gina Carr, a Harvard MBA marketing consultant who helps entrepreneurs grow their businesses through relationship marketing and digital strategies. Through her Stark Raving Entrepreneurs program, she empowers business leaders to harness AI and relationship marketing to accelerate business growth. I know firsthand how Gina creates open conversations as an outstanding leader. I invited her to kick conflict to the curb to show us how to encourage others, even quieter members, to ask questions and feel confident using their voice. Welcome to the show, Gina Carr.
Well, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Oh, absolutely. And Gina, before we dive into the important questions, you told me when we briefly met that Elvis Presley tore your panties. What a way to start a show. Would you tell us, please, what is that one about?
Well, it was an interesting story. As you might imagine, not everyone can say that Elvis Presley tore their panties. But in the late 60s, my family, we were really big Elvis fans. And it was known that when Elvis was in town in Memphis, now we lived in Atlanta, but when he was in Memphis, he would often come down to the pearly gates, these beautiful gates across the drive at Graceland, and he would stand there, get pictures taken with fans and sign autographs and such. And so it was that we went to Memphis and we waited and we did finally get our pictures taken. And you might remember that in those days, Elvis wore these white jumpsuits
Oh,
and he
yeah.
had these big metal belts and they were just beautiful. And he looked so sharp with his scarves and everything on stage. Well, that's the way he dressed also to greet his fans that night. Now, as an 8-year-old girl in the late 60s, 1969, I wore what many other little girls wore, a little mini skirt,
Hmm.
go-go boots. And so Elvis picked me up and we had my picture made with him. But then as he put me down, my panties hung on his belt and I tried to pull away and I popped right back. And I tried to pull away and I popped right back. And I was, of course, embarrassed. But my father and one of his security guards stepped up and untangled me. And so that is what happened. Now,
Oh,
imagine having those framed panties with the words torn by Elvis Presley that my father wrote on there on your mantle in the fireplace in our home for my entire life. Everyone who came over got the story. And I actually have a picture. Would you like to see?
oh, I would love to see it. Viewers, get ready.
Get ready. Here we go. Let's see. Let me pull it up. Here we are. That's me with Elvis, my
And
little
let me
short
add to
skirt.
stage.
You
There it
can
is.
see the jumpsuit and the belt, and
Yeah.
I was look at my eyes. They were just popping out of my head. I was so excited. And so I like to tie the story into what I talk about today, which is basically marketing and technology. A lot of times when people are studying something new, technology, AI, what I teach a lot
Mhm.
these days, people get stuck. So I tie that story in to say, don't get stuck like I
Oh,
did when I
oh my,
first.
what a perfect segue. And I'm going to add one more thing. You may not love this comparison, but you know that Elvis Presley engaged his audiences. Maybe somewhere subliminally, there's a message. Hey, if he could do it, so could I. And full disclosure, I am a member of Start Raving Entrepreneurs, which Gina will be talking about during the interview, or actually conversation. And I need to ask you, is there a backstory of you do this so effortlessly, having people ask questions and um, even like I said in the intro, the quieter ones, I've seen you in action. Do you remember how this started? How you just got these innate ways of making people feel comfortable?
Well, I've just always had a philosophy and a belief that everyone has something special to share,
Hmm.
and everyone has their own special gifts and brilliance, and just something that makes them interesting and something
Yes,
that they believe. And I like to hear it. I'm actually a very curious person.
yes, you
And
are.
when I think about where did this desire to hear from other people and often speak up on their behalf started was when I was in, I think, probably fifth or sixth grade. And I'd been invited. Our class was at an assembly. We're all sitting on the floor and someone's up there talking. And for whatever reason, all the kids said to me, ask this question, ask this question.
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh," thinking, well, why don't you ask the question? But somewhere in there, I realized they think of me as a leader. And so I did ask the question and I spoke up, and the rest is history. I've been speaking up a lot ever since.
Yeah, the thing is about your backstory, Gina, is yeah, you do it. And yes, you do it so well, but you encourage other people. And I'm going to just say, during COVID, that's when I joined at that time. It was, oh God, Video Rock Stars. And I didn't know at that time I needed to change because I didn't want to be a keynote speaker anymore. I wanted to do facilitation and coaching. And through all you and Terry Brock and the questions that you asked all of your members, including me, you helped us create new brands. And that's because you went deep and you asked questions. And now I'm all about what you just said, having people, not just individuals so they feel heard and respected, but leaders. And we're going to get to this later on. We all know leaders who don't have that skill and talent, and that's why people leave. But you were, and Terry, you both of you were the people who helped not just me, but so many people brand ourselves. So I just have to tell you, I'll never forget that experience, and I thank you very
Well,
much.
I thank you, and I want to commend you for being such an action taker.
Ah,
Many people attended those same sessions and went away thinking, "Oh, that was nice," or "I will do that one day." But you did
yeah.
it. I mean, you've got your kick conflict to the curb sign in the back.
Mhm.
I think that came up during COVID in your
You
books
think?
and
Yeah, it did.
training,
Here, let me move out of the
and
way. Yeah. Yeah.
and doing an actual LinkedIn Live regular show. So
Mhm.
many people wanted to do that. I taught it to many, many people, but here
Thank
you
you.
are all these years later doing it. And
Yes,
so salute to you.
thank you.
Um, but and yours is so clear and such a great brand. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, sure, she loves it, folks, because she helped me with it too. Okay. Now, on a serious note, you've built a reputation. Actually, you may have already answered this one to create psychological safe environments at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. What specific strategies do you use to help your members, like I was saying before, share and not be afraid to ask those stupid questions?
Well, Terry and I definitely put respect and kindness as two of our main principles of life.
Mhm.
And I think we modeled that in our community. In our community, mainly is what you see in our weekly Zoom meetings. Sometimes
Yes.
we have in-person events, but a lot of how people know us is through our weekly Zoom meetings and our YouTube videos and that sort of thing. But when you put that as a principle, and then if something happens during the meeting and someone exhibits something that's less than respectful, then it's always a question of how to deal with it, because maybe it was just me that thought that. But
Mhm.
I if someone exhibits it to another person, then I try to do something later to make sure that that person is okay in the meeting, with a private message afterwards, that sort of thing. And then the person who said something that was maybe not so kind, um, we reach out to them to let them know that
Wow.
we appreciate your expertise, and I know you were trying to help, but that was a little strong for our group, and we would appreciate it if you would be a little, just keep in mind that we really focus on kindness. And I'm sure you meant that in a kind way, but I think it might have come across a little rough. So it's hard. It's hard to do that, but sometimes it needs to be done. One time, someone told an ethnic joke, and it wasn't clear that this person was of that ethnicity,
Mhm.
and so I don't have a good poker face, and that person could tell that I was horrified
Mhm.
that he would do that in my group, and so he addressed it immediately and clarified that that was his um, ethnicity, and so it was better. Still,
Still
it's
that.
not what we want. It's not what I like to happen in
No.
my home, my
And
office, my
uh,
community.
okay, and it is your home, and it is your office, and it is your community. But I have a feeling, even if it wasn't, if you were at a meeting and there were not at a get together, and there were three people, you, the one who maybe said something that you didn't think was respectful, and not the other person, I bet you would still, maybe you wouldn't, but privately, talk to that person. And it's something that I call, actually, it's a trademark: be direct with respect. And what you do, Gina, is what I help my clients with. It's not just to push somebody and make them feel bad. You use the word kindness several times so far. Be direct with respect is all about having that conversation so the person hears you, and so you're going to be able to resolve conflict. But I'm afraid there are so many people who, viewers, you could be shaking your head right now, or if you watch this program later on, we all know people who don't use be direct with respect, and they're rude and they don't know how. And Gina, it's people like you who I really love interviewing, because there are too many people that still don't know how. And my kids always say to me, "Ugh, Mom, you're always looking for conflict." No, I'm not, folks. It's there. I just choose, not all the time, but I choose to deal with it. And that's why I'm the queen of conflict resolution. So there.
That's
So
that's so great.
thank you. Okay. This is truth telling. Even the best communicators. Oh, you just popped your eyes like you, the same as when you were a little girl with Elvis. You did the minute I said truth. Okay, this isn't that bad. Even the best communicators have moments when they fall short of kindness. When this happens to you, Gina Carr, how do you repair trust and restore the relationship?
Well, as much as possible, I work to immediately say, I'm sorry. And I did not mean anything unkind. I did not mean to hurt you. I think that's important. And some people would say, oh, you think you can just make it all go away by saying, I'm sorry. Well, that's what I know to do, and to mean it, and to express that, no, I wasn't trying to hurt you. And I I just this is explain what I meant in another way.
Mhm.
That's one thing. And then it's so important to me that I actually do have a morning meditation now that includes and focuses on being kind. I will be kind today. I will be kind to every living person I meet. I will show kindness and respect, and I will, if I don't, then I will correct that, because I just think it's very important.
Oh, it's so important. And you hear, you read, you watch the same message. People aren't as kind today as they were before. They're angry. And yeah, we are for whatever reason. People are showing more anger in some of my facilitation, not at me, but just in life in general. So kindness, you think, oh, come on, anyone can be kind. You got to work at it. If Gina, you this is your meditation. I almost said medication. Your meditation every day to remind yourself to be kind. I thank you for that. And when you said, it just seems so simple just to apologize. Well, that's the first step, folks. And you say it, but hey, look, I'm really sorry, and you go on. Versus just say it with the intent of showing kindness, that you really care. Where, oh, come on, pinch yourself just a little bit right now, Gina. Just pinch yourself. It hurts. We're human beings, folks, and we're not always perfect. So we're going to stop for just 1 minute. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Gina Carr and Joyce Weiss to go even deeper. Are you a growth minded individual who loves your job but feels overlooked or disrespected? Is there doubt that you'll never get that promotion, or thinking about leaving when you don't want to? Do you want to stop feeling invisible and start using your voice at home? Hi, I'm Joyce Weiss, communication coach and facilitator. You don't need to feel unheard, disrespected, or stressed at work or home. There's hope. It's time to kick conflict to the curb and resolve your frustration with bullies and challenging relationships. Are you ready to explore increased self-confidence, greater job satisfaction, and fulfillment in your career and life? If this sounds like something you want, email me, Joyce@joyceweiss.com, to set up a complimentary Jam with Joyce session to see if private coaching is for you. So, welcome back. I'm Joyce Weiss, and our special guest is Gina Carr. And Gina, I know you've helped your members at Stark Raving Entrepreneurs, you and Terry Brock, all about AI. And with the rise of AI, what tools do you recommend for preparing challenging conversations and ensuring positive outcomes? People, maybe you may not even realize that you can use AI for this. So please tell us about some of these tools.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I I use my AI tool for a lot of things, and including if I'm having conflict, or if I'm concerned about how to approach something, or if I'm wanting to write, whether I'm writing or going to be having a conversation, I will often go to ChatGPT or Perplexity. Those are my two favorite AI tools for this sort of thing. And I will ask it, especially in the writing part. I'll write out what I plan to say, and I'll ask my ChatGPT, make this better, make it
Mm,
more friendly, and then I might ask it, do I sound sarcastic? Make sure I don't sound sarcastic. Make sure that I don't sound mean. Make
mm,
sure that is there anything else I could add to make this person feel good about themselves? And um, somewhere along the way over the years, I learned that in general, writing emails or letters or whatever, and even verbally, a great way to start most any interaction is thank you.
mm,
Thank you for whatever. Thank you for inviting me to your show. Thank you for telling me that my eyes looked good on video, whatever. Thank you for taking the time to attend my session, whatever it is. Thank people for something. And then whatever the next part of it is, then go into that, and
mhm.
then try to wrap up on a positive note. Now, some people call that the peanut butter jelly method. You got
Sure.
the bread and then the peanut butter jelly and the bread at the end. But I found that to be a very good formula and something easy to remember and something easy to implement whenever I'm interacting with people. Now, secondly, there's another tool that I used recently because I needed to have a very difficult conversation with
Mm,
someone that, let's just say that I was disappointed in the way some things had gone. And there's a tool that we use called Yoodly, YOODLI.ai. Now, Udly is mainly a communication coach. It pops into your Zoom meetings and it will evaluate, did I make eye contact? Did I repeat my words? Did I use filler words? Did I speak too fast or too slowly? Those sorts of things. But it also has a function where you can have a conversation with an AI, with someone, and you can see the person. Now, I could do something like that with ChatGPT, but I don't see another person. Now, in
mhm.
this case, it shows another person and who's it's just an avatar, but it looks like a real person. And so I was able to have the conversation, to role play the conversation, and then it gave me feedback.
Oh,
It
wow.
said it said that could be perceived as being a little harsh. Perhaps instead of saying A, you might want to say B. And
Mm,
so it gave me some terrific feedback, and, you guys, I highly recommend this tool. It's, Terry and I are on his board of advisors on the board of advisors for this company, but we don't have any ownership in it. But we love it, we believe in it, we use it in almost all of our Zoom meetings, and it's just a fantastic tool for improving your communication skills online.
wow. Well, first of all, I want to say two, it's probably going to be more than two quick things, but um, you mentioned Chat, GPT, and Perplexity. I only use Perplexity now because for whatever reason, I get the answers and it takes a while, which you taught us, to get the right prompts. And I love the idea of you put in your challenge. I mean, this is such a great idea, Gina, and I thank you for that. A very sincere thank you. It wasn't a phony one. On You can get some great ideas how to start the conversation. And then with the Udemy, which I have not tried, and I know you sent me the link, and I'm going to do that later on today. This is perfect for people who don't like to get feedback because maybe they get defensive or maybe they're not ready or it's embarrassing. What a private way. I mean, I don't know if you ever thought of this way, but what a perfect tool to use for anybody, whether you like to get constructive feedback or you don't. at the privacy of your own home or office, you can get it with Udemy. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, and the result in that particular case was I kind of was able to vent, and then when I actually had a conversation, I was so much more positive and
Oh yeah.
calm and that sort of thing. So it was just much better. But in case your folks don't know, on your it's on ChatGPT. That's what I'm showing right now. And this
Yes.
little black button right over here is where
Mhm.
you can turn on the voice, and it will
Ah,
converse with you just like a person. You can use it as you're driving, walking, uh, doing things, and so it's great to prepare for difficult conversations, and it's just really terrific. Now you can use that on Perplexity. I'm fairly certain it's available in the desktop versions of both of those tools as well. So if you aren't using that, try it.
yeah. And I know all of the things that Gina and I are talking about right now. There are many times they're free at first. And then just to see if you like it. It's like you go shopping for clothes. You like some, you don't like some. You're going to find the ones that work for you. And before we go on, I went on the comments. Would you like to see what? Ta-da!
Sure. Oh,
Beverly
hi,
Lewis.
Beverly.
Two people I admire and respect having a meaningful conversation. True value. Thank you. Oh, Beverly, thanks.
Thanks so much. It's
So
great to
sweet.
see you.
Yes. So you're all about video too, besides the wonderful AI tools. How can video communication enhance or hinder honest, kind communication, especially when dealing with conflict or sensitive topics?
Well, just think about our conversation today. How would you feel if you were just reading this? You would not get the inflection. You would not see the hands. You would not see the smiles. You would not see the eyes pop. You would not get this whole dimension of communication. You know, they say that a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I believe a video
Mm,
is worth a million words. So I think when you can send a video, when you can create a video, send a video, you can send a video in a single email using a tool. We use a tool called Loom that works great for us. And Loom does have some AI features as well and is
mm.
really terrific for a number of uses. But Loom is good. StreamYard, what we're using right now, is fantastic. Uh, Let me give you just a couple of tips for you guys
Please.
who want to have better video communication. Things that I've learned mainly from my fiance Terry Brock that we've mentioned a number of times, and that is look in the camera. Now, and actually, the way I see it, Joyce is over there. I want to look at Joyce's face because I want to see how she's interacting. But at this moment, I have it positioned so that the camera's right here. So I need to look at the camera, and you do too. Don't look at the notes. Don't look at the person you're talking to. Use
Mhm.
your peripheral vision. Or in my case, I have a camera, and so right now, unbeknownst to you guys, if I weren't telling you, I'm going to move Joyce's face right in front of the camera, so now I can see her again.
That's perfect.
So you could do that. Make sure you have good light on your face, not behind your face. Don't have bright lights behind your face. Now, some people do some soft lights behind the face, and I think that's okay, as long as you have good light on the front of your face. And just think about it. When you meet someone in person, you want to see their eyes. They say, look in the eyes. Are the eyes shifty? Can you trust them? Look them in the eye. Can you? And similarly, on the video, you want people to be able to look you in the eye and determine if they like you, if they trust you, if they want to get to know you better.
Wow. Such good information. And because of you and Terry, I have two soft lights in front of me. People always say, Joyce, where are your lines? Without without the soft lines, soft light, without the soft lights. Yeah. And it does, it's very complimentary to you. Um, and probably one of the most important things, and hopefully I look comfortable in video because I feel very comfortable and confident. You should have seen me during COVID. Actually, pre-COVID, Gina, I met Terry way before I met you. And this guy took a person who was I was so nervous. I was so insecure because it was a new platform. And he kept on saying, Joyce, you're screaming. You sound like a really angry person. I said, oh no, I'm screaming. It's just that I'm very enthusiastic. He taught me how to be me, but how to soften it and how to. I'm going to tell you right now, for those people here saying, that's not me. I'm not comfortable in front of video. Well, we all started that way. And you know what you have to do? Some of you, when you rode bikes, you got right on and you rode. Others, like me, my book is behind me, I didn't get right on. I practiced and practiced and practiced and fell and fell and fell. That's how video is for me, Gina. I am now comfortable, and yeah, I do use a teleprompter, absolutely. But I perfected up to a point, maybe 90% there. So I'm more relaxed. I mean, I don't like reading introductions to people. And that's just, I'm pulling back the curtains and letting you know. That's why I always record the introduction before, because I want it to look calm. And then I am calm when I start the show. So there. So that's a lot of this information. And you're going to get a chance to find out how you can find out more information about this. So, Gina, I'm going to put on. First of all, I have had such a good time today, and I do hope that you come back, because we just scratched the surface. So, first of all, I'm going to put some of your links right here for people. Tell them what you are willing to do, how they can reach you. It's very important, because I want people to ask questions to you, and I assume you are cool with that.
Oh, sure. That would be great. Well, certainly a great place to connect with me is LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/Gina Carr. You can see that right down below. My fiance and I have a great program called Raving Entrepreneurs. We help thought leaders to create content that enables them to create recurring revenue. So I'm sure many of you out there have a lot of expertise. How can you package that expertise in a way that you can get it out into the world and you can get compensated for it? That's something that we find very rewarding, and we love to teach people how to do that. So starkravingentrepreneurs.com. And then one of our guides called the AI Tools for Biz.com, and that's AI Tools, the number 4, biz.com, is a great place to find the resources, the latest and greatest AI resources that we're recommending. And so you can find links and videos and a number of tips on how to use these tools there. So yes, as you said, we've only touched the tip of the iceberg. There's so many tools that we use and love, and you can go there. And yes, there's my email, gina@ginacarr.com. That's also a good way to reach me.
Great. And lots of wonderful things that you offer. And I love this interview, except, like I said, it's not an interview. We had a conversation, and boy, what a story you have about Elvis at parties. Well, again, thank you. You'll be back, so you just made my day, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your brain, and I thank you for being our guest today.
Well, thank you so much, Joyce. It's a delight to know you, and to you hosted us in your home, and
Oh
a
yeah.
great event there, an executive roundtable with our Michigan friends a few years ago. We really appreciate that, and just appreciate all the energy and wisdom that you bring to our community and to our lives. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. See how kind and real this lady is? Thanks, Gina. Well, I sure hope that you enjoyed learning as much as I did from Gina Carr. And she's already said she's willing to ask your questions. She's ready. And you could see how approachable Gina is. So please, Gina@ginacarr.com. And if you want to go deeper so that you can break your silence and speak with confidence and courage. I'd love to hear from you. All you have to do is go to Joyce at joyceweiss.com. And then we can set up, uh, it's called Jam with Joyce, a Jam with Joyce complimentary session. So we can talk about either an issue that you may be experiencing at work, or if you want to feel confident using your voice, especially during tough conversations. And please, let's connect if we are not connected. LinkedIn.com/in Joyce Weiss. And YouTube has over, I think now it's 550 videos. So you can see how I began years ago and see the difference, hopefully, between then and now. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And until next time, remember, you get what you tolerate. Will it be calm or will it be chaos? Thanks.